There is much talk about Ferrari, especially regarding a feature that the Maranello team has yet to adopt in Formula One. Every season seems to be the right time. Yet, when it comes down to it, nothing changes. Specifically, this concerns the front suspension system, which many believe should undergo substantial reshaping by adopting a pull rod kinematic scheme. The SF-25, as the next Italian car might be called, will be 95% different. These are the comments of Frederic Vasseur, the French team principal who has implemented a clear revolution since taking charge of the Scuderia. The floor of the Italian car is the key component aimed at achieving a significant quality leap. During the 2024 Formula One season, at the Las Vegas Grand Prix to be precise, an experimental floor made its debut. The Ferrari engineers and technicians intended to anticipate developments and advance the study of the airflow impacting the floor and directing it toward the rear. After all, the importance of this element in generating downforce is well known. For this reason, Ferrari has developed a specific version based on that experimental design, tailored for optimal performance. This marks the beginning of Project 677, which obviously involves other major modifications, such as those made to the chassis, side pods, undercuts, and side panels. There is great anticipation for the car that will see the debut of Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time Formula One world champion, who joins Ferrari with a single goal: to bring the historic Italian team back to the top. This ambition is shared by Charles Leclerc, who will have at his side a determined, lightning-fast, and highly experienced teammate. For Ferrari, 2025 is not a transitional year, as the potential to make the final step and achieve victory is more than just a possibility. Having provided this necessary introduction, let's return to the topic of suspensions. Could Ferrari have adopted the pull rod at the front? This suspension scheme would align with their two main rivals, Red Bull and McLaren. The Milton Keynes team has used it since the start of the current regulatory era, while McLaren adopted the solution in the 2023 Formula One season. We discussed this last year when several teams began copying Red Bull's front suspension concepts. Let's clarify one thing straight away. The primary reason for the increasing use of pull rods at the front is mainly aerodynamic. However, this benefit is not immediately apparent. Due to the way the pull rod is positioned, attached to the lower part of the chassis and the upper part of the wheel hub, it enables better development of systems that manage the tire wake. Typically, it is necessary to generate a certain degree of outwash, pushing airflow outward to divert turbulent flow. This advantage is also linked to geometries involved in developing the nose's shape. With a lower nose cone tip compared to current cars, the pull rod scheme is more suitable as it allows for better arrangement of all the internal suspension components. These include elements such as the rocker, the torsion bars regulating vertical movement, the anti-roll bars for lateral movement, and the third element to adjust ride height. The pull rod scheme requires the masses to be positioned in the lower part of the chassis. This significantly complicates the replacement of torsion and anti-roll bars, which are used to adjust the stiffness of the front axle. Former Ferrari technical director Enrico Cardale made specific choices, and the 2024 car is certainly not to be dismissed. From what we know, Leclerc likely has different ideas about the technical management of the Maranello team, but regarding the front suspension, he seems to share the same perspective as the engineer from Arezzo, favoring the continued use of the current pushrod setup. After the disappointment of 2024, where it narrowly missed out on the Constructors' Championship by just 14 points, the Ferrari team is fully focused on 2025, one of the most anticipated seasons in recent years. It won't be an easy season for the Scuderia. All eyes will be on the team with the arrival of Lewis Hamilton, and it cannot afford to make mistakes. According to leaked information, which has not been denied by any team member, there will be several changes. First, the car will feature a chassis with a more rearward cockpit and a shorter gearbox. This would allow for better weight distribution, resulting in better utilization of the Pirelli tires. The engineers in Maranello have opted for a layout different from the Ferrari that performed well in the recently concluded season. The goal is not to wait for the new 2026 regulations for lightweight cars to aim for the world title, as initially planned by Chairman John Elkann, but to take advantage of the last championship with ground effect cars to target both championship crowns. Additionally, as previously pointed out in our video, the Ferrari Formula One car for the upcoming championship will return to the front suspension with the pull rod layout last used on the SF-15T in the 2015 F1 campaign. By doing this, the Ferrari engineers and technicians will fully align with the direction already adopted by its direct rivals, Red Bull and McLaren. Pirelli has developed tires designed to reduce overheating and allow for more aggressive race stints with fewer management phases. Ferrari has been among the teams that have collaborated most closely with the sole supplier, meaning the driver's feedback from the track has likely helped shape the direction of the new Ferrari. On December 31st, another update emerged. The chassis of the new Maranello car has passed the crash test. The car has thus received approval from the International Federation to debut on track on February 19th, the date of the official presentation. It won't be the first time we see Lewis Hamilton in red, though. The English driver will make his debut at Fiorano with the F-125, a 2022 car, in mid-January. The expected date seems to be between the 20th and 25th of the first month of the year. The new Ferrari is therefore in an advanced stage of construction, adhering to the timeline set by the technical staff led by French Formula One engineer Loic Serra. The customary debut at Fiorano on February 19th will precede the car's shipment to Bahrain in time for the collective testing sessions scheduled in preparation for the season opener in Australia on March 16th.